My friends, I'm Annie Botticelli, and welcome to my Gemini May 2025 astrology horoscope forecast. Well, we've got a new moon in your sign beginning a whole new 13 moon cycle. This is a time of personal rebirth, your fresh start moment as Gemini new moon lights up your first house of your identity, personal reinvention, self-leadership, and this new beginning of a new era of you. So we'll talk more about the new moon in Gemini, as well as birthdays, as well as Jupiter about to leave your sign after having been there for a year and entering your money house, and so many more things. This is for you if Gemini is your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, or any other Gemini placement you're listening for. What I'm going to talk about here is part of your astrological picture. Very late degree Gemini friends, so birthdays like June 15th through the rest of the sign, or 23 degree Gemini placements through the rest of the sign. I suggest you additionally listen to my Cancer report, as you very late degree friends will benefit from both readings. All right, so let's just start in order here that I've already started to set this up and just get back to this new moon. Unless there's a black moon, which is the second new moon in a sign or calendar month, which this is not happening now, then we get one moon every 13 moons, and this is your new moon. So you may see things that have culminated from 13 moons ago that are now kind of ending, and you're planting new seeds for a whole different experience or a new layer on top of what you've just developed, or both. You may be extending something you've been working on for a while at the same time as planting brand new seeds. This is a fantastic time to set these bold intentions for the next 13 moons about what you want to create or change or transform about yourself. And this energy very beautifully dovetails in with birthdays, birthday wishes. And if you're watching for a placement other than your sun sign, the sun moving over your Gemini placement is this similar energy of reinvention. So you're getting this all over the place. Now, the day of the actual new moon is around the 26th, depending on your time zone. And you will feel those energies building up the week before, or I guess the new moon energies are building up, but at the same time, the moon itself is waning down to that new moon. And then, of course, in the days after the new moon. So this is a time to start a personal passion project, to speak your truth with confidence. Gemini, after all, does rule communication. This can be a time where you take the lead in your own life. No more waiting for this validation. You can definitely become the main character in your experience, and the stars are saying yes to that right now. You may also want to cut the version of yourself out that is no longer serving you. The old habits, the fears, the limiting beliefs. Hopefully the eclipse cycle that has ended recently, the Aries-Libra eclipse cycle, and the second chapter in the Pisces-Virgo eclipse cycle, which was very hot in March and April, making those months probably two of the most intense months of the whole year. Hopefully now you're starting to sift through the weight of whatever went on there and get into the new normal of your life, more free from that baggage. So you might more clearly now be able to see what additional things need to be let go of so that you can make this bold next move or plant these seeds for your future expression and your future experience. This is definitely a time for boldness. Something very important to know about this month is we have a tremendous amount of Aries energy, short-term and long-term. Neptune just getting into Aries for the first time since the late 1800s and changing signs for the first time in about 14 years. Adding to the Aries party. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about this one because I have a whole separate report that's very detailed. So if you look for Annie Botticelli, Neptune in Aries, either the podcast or the video version, you'll find my general report plus my timestamps per some individual sign info. But this Aries energy is all about bold moves. It's all about making decisions and taking action. And there couldn't be a better time for all this energy to be going on, because finally, after 9 months of personal planet retrogrades, bringing everything inward and backward, making you stand on the beach and wait to see what the waves have brought to you to deal with, now finally the tides are switching and the tides are going out, and it's time for you to set your boats afloat to go far and wide and your message in a bottle on the tides. to, extend out to faraway places. And that energetically relates to what you want to be doing at this time. So anything in your life you want to travel far and wide, anything that you want to be long-term and to have a lot of oomph, this month is the time. May 17th is a magic date where the post-shadow transit of Venus retrograde. Venus went direct April 12th. So for, a lot of April, it was regaining strength. Here in May, Venus is feeling pretty strong, but we do have a little bit of time in the first half of May where she's still getting back to full strength. So you'll have more oomph with things in the second half of May and all of June than you may in the first half of May. But remember that it is much more diluted at that point. So all of May is good for action, and you've got all these Aries placements, and they are making beautiful angles with your Gemini placements, the 60-degree angle of opportunities, making you ready to take action, making the universe ready to receive that action and to raise up the ante. So definitely trust that a new era is beginning from multiple fronts, and really just look for the life that you want and align yourself with it, because the energy is set now to ripple forward. So actions that you take now can make up for a lot of lost time. If you feel like you've been stuck and stagnant for 9 months through this retrograde cycle, you may find that things start making up really quickly, where you take leaps ahead based on all of the energy that went backwards. Okay, so let's see. I have a lot of things that I want to talk about. I just want to see what order I want to go in here. Let's talk about Jupiter and Gemini. Okay. So Jupiter's been in your sign since May of 2024, giving you opportunities to expand everything that you think of yourself and what you can do in this life. It may have also stirred up ruckuses because Jupiter sometimes makes things worse in order to make them better. You may have had health things come up, or you may have been able to reclaim your health from Jupiter's expansive focus on your first house. You may have gained weight. If you did not want to gain weight, as Jupiter is about to leave, it may be easier for you to lose it. Jupiter expands, and when it goes through your house of your physical body, sometimes it expands your physical body as well. Now, some ladies may have been getting expanded from being pregnant and, with the impending birth of the baby, then that may shift. And if you're trying to build muscle, or gain weight, then this transit could have been your very best friends, because it's all about building of the physical body, building of the relationship with your physical body, building of your health, building of your certainty, and shoring up your foundation in life. If you had troubling things that happened to you as a child, this may have been a time where you could reset that foundation to be stronger so that you can build upon it. And now what's happening is that Jupiter's going to spend a year in your money house, expanding your finances, expanding your income, bringing you material items and earth connections, eco connections that you may really, really want. I see it happen very often that Jupiter moving through the second house brings more money, more things that you want, and a deeper connection with the environment. So even though it doesn't technically move out until June, we're talking about this now because I see a 3-month phase into the new energy. So March, April, May, you may have started to notice some interesting things going on with your money. People giving you money, people offering you jobs, people telling you, promising work to come. And that's only going to build. And here in May, right as it's imminent to pass, you might be really starting to see this show up and have a full year of that there. So luck, benevolence, expansion, growth in your financial sector, very, very exciting. Okay, so all of these Aries planets, I want to talk about this for a minute. 3 planets or more is called a stellium. When we have a stellium in a certain location in the chart, it really brings a ton of energy there. So I've got a little checklist that I want to go over of how you can use this Aries energy, for your benefit at this time. And actually, let me think about this. One more thing I want to tell you is that we have 5 times as many sweet aspects this month as we do salty ones. Salty ones is what I call when the planets are not getting along, and the sweet ones are when they are. So yeah, 5 times as many sweet aspects, barely any mischief, and a few aspects that could go either way. You may have some intensity that comes from, more eclipse news coming in or something hitting off in your personal chart. But as for the general climate astrologically, it's very, very, very much lighter than the heaviness we've walked out of. Plus, just an extraordinary amount of sweet aspects this month, especially compared to the salty ones. Okay, so keep that in your mind as we talk about these other things. Okay, so as the Aries energies light up your 11th house of community and networking, it's time to take these action on your biggest dreams. The 11th house rules your biggest dreams. The 12th house rules your dreams at night, and that's active too. But the dreams that you have that are so big that you might not even want to talk about them, this is the time to expand your network and to align with people to push forward. This is about stepping into bold Aries leadership and stepping up in your friend group. Your influence is rising at this time, and leadership within your social circles and pursuing your goals with this fiery determination can make a massive amount of headway. Okay, so checklist. Take charge of a group or community, leading a team, creating an online presence, stepping up in some other way where you are showing your expertise and you're helping other people with it. It could also be a time to receive from a social network of someone else who is bringing leadership in that arena who could offer you support. It's a great time to expand your social network, really reach out to people who inspire you and align with your vision. That can help you reach the next level. And on the flip side, it can also be about you mentoring someone else to help them reach their next level. And if you're wanting to monetize that, you've got Jupiter helping you out, network, your group helping you out. So yeah, you're getting positive things from both ends. This is a time for your ideas to be heard. No more waiting. We've had 9 months of doing everything in the backdrop, and now's the time to let everything loose. Speak up, create content, start the project that could go viral. It's a time to set audacious goals. Aries is about audacity, and the 11th house is about your biggest goals. And Aries is about action. So what's the one thing you can do now that will shift your future? Bring those things that you want in your future down to some measurable steps and just do one a day. Timothy Ferriss is a writer that has helped me a lot with developing my business. And he talks about figuring out some things that will really make impact on, your to-do list. Because usually people avoid the things that will make the most impact and they do all the piddly stuff to get out of doing those other big things. So he says, pick 2 of them and do them first thing before you do the other things on your list. Because then if you don't get anything else done that day, you're making the most impact possible in the shortest amount of time. So this is the time for you for that. Okay, on your checklist, join forces with like-minded people. Okay, so collaborating may get you further than going solo at this time, but at the same time, this Aries energy is very much about autonomy. So getting your independence through your interdependence, supporting your individual projects with your connecting with other people. Ask the question, who can help you bring your vision to life? And as you answer that, your vision will start to come into focus. Something else that is on your checklist is to rethink your friendships. Who is inspiring you? Who is holding you back? Is it time to connect with high energy and action-oriented people that will motivate you to reach your goals and be fun and exciting and exhilarating, and at bare minimum, just be great conversation and great inspiration? The 11th house is ruled by the planet Uranus, and it is all about future-focused ideas and tech innovation. So this may be a time to invest in one of those things. This 11th house rules the future. It's this great time to explore new business, things that would be, sort of futuristic, and start to play in those realms or educate yourself in those realms. It's also a great time to be a trailblazer in your community. The 11th house relates to community, both in person and online. And the Aries energy is wanting you to go all in. The planets moving forward, and actually all of the planets are direct, except Pluto will turn retrograde. But besides not having any personal planets, the ones closer to us being in retrograde or the shadow period once May 17th happens, all the outer planets are going direct as well. Except when Pluto shifts, like I said. But, this is tremendous momentum. So it's time to go all in on a dream you've been hesitating on. That passion project, that big career move, that major life shift, the engagements, the weddings, the starting your business, the launch, the big purchases. It's time, finally. So you can help yourself out, and maybe you can use the new moon to set this intention or make this wish to cut out distractions. This is time for big stuff. Gemini energy moves in a spiral. And that's why procrastinating and dilly-dallying and getting sidetracked can be very difficult for Geminis. So you can use this new moon energy to make wishes around, and use your birthday energy too, your birthday wishes to help you streamline and be more productive and look for the very many developing ways. There are so many more tools, apps, and different kinds of things that can help you see how much time you're wasting and how to stay focused. It might be time to limit social scrolling. It might be time to put a stop to meaningless conversations or toxic influences as you step into this new chapter of your life. And on the topic of Gemini-based things, Mars is moving through your third house of Gemini. So writing projects, speaking projects, getting the perfect car, getting the perfect communication device. You may be very, very obsessed with that right now. You may also be obsessed with education, studying, learning. So, keep all of this in mind, because this is an excellent time to start an educational program or to start teaching. All right, before we go here, I want to give you a couple of tidbits about the energy of your 12th house. The sun is there, Hygeia is there, short term. Mercury will go there, Venus will go there. And this happens in the time before your birthday, that this 12th house gets very crowded. It kind of helps you see the things you don't want, so that as the sun crosses over your sun or your other Gemini placement and you have your rebirth time, that you see what you want to make your wishes around, what you want to create by seeing what's not working for you. So your checklist for having a crowded 12th house at this time is asking you, as certain other things are speeding up, to take some space to slow some things down. Trust your intuition, align with your inner wisdom, trust your body knowing. If you get a guttural or a physical feeling, that's often spirit speaking to you through your physical body. It's time to clear out these subconscious beliefs and activate the deepest level healing with psychological and spiritual practices to ground into this new level of self-awareness. All right, so checklist for this. Prioritize rest and solitude and spiritual reflection. Taurus energy here is asking you to recharge before your next big breakthrough, and that you may find your next breakthrough from the recharging process. Tune into your intuition. What's your gut telling you? If there's strong inner guidance, trust it. Release what's no longer serving you, clearing out anything that you've sort of been considering over the last 9 months. Now's the time to discern and let the things go that you don't want to take with you. If you look around your space and you see things that are not where you're trying to go, it may be time to shift those things out of your space. Also, grounding yourself with nature and meditation and quiet time. Taurus is the earth connection. It's the material connection through money, but it's the earth connection through the earth mama herself. So soothing environments, creating this space for inner peace, and intermittently having quiet time in between all of the activity and forward movement. It's definitely a time to pay attention to your dreams and signs, because this 12th house that's so loaded with this energy is this portal to your deep subconscious space. Keeping a dream journal may bring a lot of surprises at this time, This also could be a time for quiet personal pursuits like art and music and writing, because your imagination is the gateway to your healing and your inspiration and your fun right now. All right, something else I have on your checklist is to strengthen your spiritual practices, yoga, prayer, journaling, meditation, and also to trust that slowing down, even if it's for a few minutes a day, are going to lead to bigger results later. While Aries is telling you rush, 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 do, and you have to honor some of that, definitely. The Taurus element is showing you that there are areas of your life that you're not supposed to be rushing, and that this could be the quiet before this major new breakthrough. This energy from your 12th house is preparing for you to emerge. The old is dissolving away, and the more aligned is coming through now. All right, so I told you the new moon's on the 26th. The full moon at 22 degrees of Scorpio is on May 12th. A fantastic transit that's long-lasting between Jupiter and Chiron is exact on May 18th, but it's so strong that all of April, all of May, all of June, you'll be feeling the expansion that comes from healing your inner wounds. Okay, so any work that you've put towards healing something or towards, anything that's been difficult for you can now start to bear fruit. April, May, and June. And if you have to do something important, the days around the 18th, Venus is done with its retrograde shadow. And this is a heck of a positive energy to anchor in to any new projects that you have, because every new project you set in motion it's that birth date. So any good aspects happening at that time will get woven into the life of the project. If you love the dates, go to AnnieHelpsYou.com, put your name and email address in there. When you get the welcome letter, click on the archive link and put May 2025 astrology for my sweet and salty dates email. Midway down, I give you the dates, the ones that are great, the ones that are salty, the ones that could go either way, and I give you my top favorites with detailed description of what you can do at these times. We are changing outer planets. It's very unusual to change an outer planet into a new sign, or that an outer planet changes into a new sign. But this year we have Jupiter, we have Neptune, Saturn will be in early 2026. Pluto, we just had change recently, and Uranus will change signs. It's kind of crazy. So if you want to get a handle on what the heck is going on there, understand the planets moving through the signs that they're still at, the outer planets moving through the signs where they're about to go, and what this looks like and what dates these transits will be going through different houses for you, go to AnnieBClarity.com, Annie, the letter B, Clarity.com, and see my detailed outer planet transit video series reports. Okay. If you want to learn astrology and you like how I teach, go to beastropro.com, beastropro.com, and see my very detailed astrology certification course. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next month. Bye.